I mean, I knew the story. I knew that the outline that you had written in Kogonada was like writing as we were going. Like it was a very present experience. I don't know how else to describe it, but it was like, so I just really had to trust that I was given these words and just do it. Like I've never done that really before.
Kogonada, if you could just start by giving us a little elevator pitch and telling the audience
Elevator
dreaded
pitch.
words.
What is the elevator pitch? This young woman in Hong Kong is sort of haunted by these visions of herself. And through the night, she meets a stranger who has a profound impact on the night and possibly we find out maybe her whole life. But really, I think thematically, it's about feeling out of sync with this world too, you know, and I think that's an experience that I certainly feel and have had, whether that's because of race or sexuality or other things. You know, I think people who grieve feel out of sync with the world a lot. So it was also exploring that thematically.
Haley Lu and Michelle, I really loved how the relationship evolves between your characters and how it builds with this tension that you realize is a romantic tension. Can you discuss how you formed the arc together for these characters?
I really, it was just such an exercise in presence. And like all I really was connected to was like a core energetic feeling of Elle.
Michelle did not meet those
Oh,
two.
yeah.
Like she was very like, I'm not going to meet them.
He was excited about this master plan.
Until like their very first scene together was
So-
the first time they had ever met.
Right, on camera. Yeah.
And I didn't know what she had come up with for her character concept. So I didn't know she'd be wearing that wig, those boots. So I was taking all of that in, like, in the moment, as well as meeting this person that, like, I loved her work and, you know, obviously Columbus meant so much to me. So it was like all of that was happening at once while I was, like, in character as Z, and it was just a really crazy experience.
And I had given them all three different arcs that they didn't know, like, you know, they didn't know that Jen was following them. So I had just kind of told them what they needed to know,
Yeah.
but not what so they were kind of experiencing it in real time.
Yeah.
I feel like that experiment of not meeting you until our scene really paid off when you were taking off your wig, because I had not seen you in real life without the wig, and then you took it off in front of me, and it was like suddenly you were Haley Lu again, and you were like looking so vulnerable, and I was like, I just want to make sure that she never has a bad thought about herself.
This actually brings up a question I'm always curious about, and hearing you two talk about your collaboration, this is for all of you. How do you know things click with a collaborator and it's worth returning to the same well?
I think for me, I am at my best as an artist when I feel safe, and that safety can come in different ways of feeling supported, feeling heard, feeling empowered. And I think even when I was working with you on our previous film together, and I was a smaller character in that movie, and I was nervous to be on that set with like Margot and Colin and all of these stars, and then to still feel really held by him and heard, and like he came up to me, introduced himself, and I was like, I know who you are. Like, you don't have to introduce yourself to me. And Columbus has always been like one of my favorite movies. So it was very surreal for me, and it still kind of is. And a huge part of having chemistry with anyone is feeling safe. And that's exactly how I felt in Hong Kong with them. So
I think something that's been really special to reflect on with this film and this project was the process of it. So much of art and storytelling, in my opinion, is about the process. It's not about the end result.
It's
the
the
beauty
climb.
and the magic. Yeah, exactly. It's the journey
Miley
of
Cyrus.
getting to it. The collaboration, the process, the finding it. And this entire 3 weeks that we had in Hong Kong was the most full I had felt artistically in a long, long time.
But you bring up something that I think is on a lot of artists and writers' mind, which is, what is the point of storytelling in the world we live in now?
art can show people what's possible, and it opens people's imagination. And if you can't imagine something, then you can't bring it into reality. And so every time someone engages with a piece of art, you are entering into a like imagined space that then you can make your reality.
And I think the best arts are humanizing, and it doesn't even have to be political, but it's radical in humanizing otherness, and so that they're no longer on the other side. You know, what the other side is, you humanize that other side, and then you have to deal with a kind of reality. And I think once we are confronted by humanity, there's a deeper desire for unity, or a better sense that we are all struggling to be in this world. And I think politics loves to categorize, it loves to divide by making us abstractions. And art, especially cinema, I think can do like fantastic work in humanizing this experience that we're all part of.